mridanga. Seems like all the mridanga players went to England. Or half the temple is gone to it. It's okay, we can have a feast and then enjoy it. Parama Karuna pahu dwijana nitai gaura candra. Parama Karuna pahu dwijana Parama Karuna pahu dwijana nitai gaura candra. Sabhayavata sarashiromani kevalananda candra. Sabhayavata sarashiromani kevalananda candra. Bhajo bhajo Caitanya nitai Sukara vishwasa kori. Bhajo bhajo Caitanya nitai Bhajo bhajo Caitanya nitai Sukara vishwasa kori. Vishaya chariya tera se madhiya mukhe bolo hari hari. Vishaya chariya tera se madhiya mukhe bolo hari hari. Vishaya chariya tera se madhiya mukhe bolo hari hari. देखो रे त्रिभुवनेना हे मन दयाल दाता. देखो रे त्रिभुवनेना हे मन दयाल दाता. देखो रे त्रिभुवनेना दयाल दाता. देखो रे त्रिभुवनेना हे मन दयाल दाता. पशुपति जुरे पासन बिगड़े सुनी जन सुन गाथा. पशुपति जुरे पासन बिगड़े सुनी जन सुन गाथा. पशुपति जुरे पासन बिगड़े सुनी जन सुन गाथा. Rohini Koya Padanahi Loasa Sansare Madhya Rohini Koya Sansare Madhya Rohini Koya Padena Hilo Asa Sansare Madhya Rohini Koya Padena Hilo Asa Apara Karma Bonjai Samana Kare Lochana Dasa Apara Karma Bonjai Samana Kare Lochana Dasa Apara Karma Bonjai Samana Kare Lochana Dasa Parama Karuna pahu gaura candra Parama Karuna pahu nitai gaura Hare Divine Grace Sri Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki Ananta Koti Vaishnav Vrinda ki Nitai Gaur Premanande All goes to Sambodha all goes to Sambodha all goes to Sambodha all goes to Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga. Om Ajnana Timirandasya Jnana Shalakaya Chakshurumilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manovishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kalamayam Dadati Swapadantikam He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Bhakta Kanchana Gaurangi Shri Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Desha Tarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Thank you. So read the translation for this wonderful song. Lochandas Thakur is saying the two lords Nitai and Gaurachandra are very, very merciful. They are the essence of all incarnations. The specific significance of these incarnations is that they introduced a process of chanting and dancing that is simply joyful. There are no other incarnations of the Supreme Personality of Godhead that give you the process of dancing and chanting to go back to Godhead. How good is that? We can just dance and chant our way back to Godhead. Or would you rather do meditation and tapasya? Dance and chant. Thank you. My dear brother, I request that you just worship Lord Chaitanya and Nityananda with firm conviction and faith. If one wants to be Krishna conscious by this process, one has to give up his engagement in sense gratification. One simply has to chant Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, without any motive. But as we were discussing earlier, if you have a motive also, you can still chant. But of course, to get Krishna consciousness, you have to chant without. Because the paragraph starts with that. If one wants to become Krishna conscious by this process, then chant without. My dear brother, just try and examine this. Within the three worlds, there is no one like Lord Chaitanya or Lord Nityananda. Their merciful qualities are so great that upon hearing them, even the birds and the beasts cry and the stones melt. But Lochandas regrets that I am entrapped by some sense gratification. since I have no attraction for the lotus feet of Lord Chaitanya and Lord Nityananda, then Yamaraj, the superintendent of death, is punishing me by not allowing me to be attracted to this food. This is coming out of the heart of a devotee. That no matter how advanced we get, we feel, a devotee feels, no matter how advanced a devotee is, feels that is not advanced enough. Still entrapped in Maya. And those who are actually entrapped in Maya, if you ask them, oh no, I am completely only chanting the holy name. सुबह शाम सोते बैठते जागते सोते भगवान का ही नाम लेते हैं और कुछ करते कहाँ? और कुछ नहीं करते, खाली भगवान का ही नाम लेते। Any questions?
As such, all the incarnations of Lord are merciful. And very straight example, giving poison, then also she was given a high place about in Paramatma, very much merciful. There is no difference in Krishna Paramatma and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Sabhavtar Saromani, can you explain?
Sabhavtar Saromani, Sarasharomani, how to explain?
Sabhavtar Saromani, how he is Sabhavtar Saromani? Even more merciful than Lord Krishna.
Even more merciful than Lord Krishna? Yes. More merciful than Lord Krishna. Krishna gives the process of worshipping Him, surrendering to Him. Manmana manpat bhakto, He says dharman parityaja, mamekam sharanam vraja. There are so many conditions, so many things.
Utna never worship. Utna was given a high award. Utna never worship Lord.
Never worship?
Never worship Lord.
Who?
Utna.
Utna. Okay.
There also sure get award. How can you worship one person giving poison is given award?
Oh, okay, that's the question. Okay.
If Krishna is so kind to Putna, then how?
Well, if Krishna is so kind to Putna, who's trying to poison him, now then imagine how kind he would be to you if you never tried to poison him.
There are different things.
It's a pastime connected with the previous lifetime. When the Lord appears as Vamandev. This Putna was the sister of Maharaj Bali. And when she saw the Lord, he saw His beautiful features, His effulgent face, she absolutely fell in love with Him. Because he was in a small, Lord Vamandev was a small boy size. She had the feeling from inside, she had a motherly feeling. And he prayed to God that if you ever give me a son, give me one like him, because I like him so much. I am falling for him. I want a son exactly like him. So what happens when you ask for something from the Supreme Personality of Godhead? He is standing there right in front of you. Tathastu. So be it. You can be my mother. But then a little while later, she saw that this young, cute little boy that I saw coming in here and I wanted a son like him is now taking the whole kingdom away from my dear brother. He's grown so big that in one step he counted all the heavenly planets. And in the next step he counted all the pahu planets. And now my brother has nothing to give for the third step of land that my brother promised to this cute little boy. He is not cute at all. He is vicious. If I get a son like him, I am going to poison him. Krishna said, Tathastu. You really want to poison me? Go right ahead. You want to poison the Supreme Personality of Godhead? Sure. So, in the 7th canto of the Srimad Bhagavatam, from the first chapter, this matter is explained. This chapter is called The Supreme Personality of Godhead is Equal to Everyone. So for more information, you can go and read that first chapter of the 7th canto, and you will understand better, but in a nutshell, I will explain it. Narad Muni is speaking in that chapter, and Narad Muni is explaining that Krishna is so merciful that if you remember him with love, he accepts that. You remember him with hate, he accepts that. You remember him with envy, he accepts that. You remember him with fear, he accepts that. He is willing to have any kind of relationship with you. Like you are a grandfather, your grandson comes to you and he says, oh, granddad, today we want to be buddy-buddy. Would you become my buddy? What would you say? No, I cannot become your buddy. Look at the age difference. I'm 50 years older to you. No, you would say, yeah, okay. You want to be my buddy? Okay. Today we're going to be buddy-buddy. Alright? We'll play buddy-buddy. The next day, he comes and he says, Granddad, I want to fight you. Okay, sure. You can fight me. You can. And then, would you defeat him? No, you get defeated. Oh, okay, you won. Alright. So, another day, this dear grandchild comes up with another idea. We accept that. We don't say, no, you are a grandson, I am a granddad, okay? Just stay down there. If your body is able, he may say, Granddad, you become a horsey, I'm gonna ride you. Okay. That is love. Whatever way you want to love me, I am ready to love back. That's what we do with our children. That's what we do with our grandchildren. That's what we do with whoever we love. Whatever way you are happy, I am happy. So Krishna is the supreme lover. I may say, oh, I have bad knees, I cannot become your horsey. And we got this whole new hardwood floor now. When we had carpeting, that was easier for me to be your horsey. Well, no more. You're going to kill me. Making me your horsey. But Krishna is unlimited. There are no limitations. He can give you anything. grant you anything. Like we try to give our children whatever they want, depending upon if they deserve it, and I can afford it. Why? Because we love Him. But we are His children and He loves us. We have a credit limit on our credit card. He doesn't. There is what we can do for our children very limited. We really cannot do very much. Child is sick, the most we can do here is the medication. Now go deal with it. But God can do anything. So that love is unlimited, is not limited by anything, by any circumstance, by any material or spiritual. Dhruva Maharaj wanted a kingdom bigger than Lord Brahma's. What did he get? He got it. Now try asking your dad. Good idea, eh? He's gonna show you. There is the Dhruva planet, and that's the best I can do. Just look at it. That's what you get. That's my limitation. So we all try to do, because God has given us the same feeling in our heart. We are His. So, aren't we supposed to be like our Father? In a small little way. So that's how we are. He is loving in a huge, humongous way. We are also loving, but tiny little bit of love. When it's 8:30, we say, okay, go to bed, go to your room. That's it. We'll see you tomorrow morning, 7 a.m. But Krishna, because He is unlimited, He can give us anything, and in whatever way you want. You can be Putna, you can be Shishupal, you can be Kansa. What did Kansa get? He got Krishna. He feared for Krishna, and feared and feared and feared. He got Krishna. So, the easiest way to get to Him still is love. Because love is easier than hate, easier than fear, it's easier than envy. It's easy because it's built in inside. All we have to do is just bring it up. We want to love Him, that means we have to serve Him. Because we're servants anyways. If we don't serve Him, who are we going to serve? Our own senses, other mundane things. People who have nothing, they find a dog or a cat and serve the animal. Pick up after them, take them out to walk, this, that, the other thing, buy food for them. Because we're all looking to serve someone. When that someone is not available, we go to the pet store and buy one. Okay, there is nobody, sure, no problem. Here is $50, give him that one. I'll love him or her and scoop after and do so many things. Because we are loving beings. If we try to hate somebody, there is a limitation on how much we can hate somebody. So that kind of bhakti or that kind of way of achieving God is actually easier. It's faster. But at the same time, it's more difficult. Because we are loving beings, it's natural for us to love. We're not hating beings. That's why it's difficult for us to hate anyone for a very long time. At the end of the day, we say, okay, well, let's just put it off, put it away, park it somewhere else. I just want to come back to being normal, loving person. The hate, it takes your peace of mind away. Envy takes your peace of mind away. Everybody is looking for peace of mind. Where do we get peace of mind? We get peace of mind in love. We do something for somebody, somebody does something for us. We care for someone, they care for us. So on. That is peace. That brings our mind in a peaceful situation. And hate and envy and all those things, they make our mind unpeaceful. We don't want to remain unpeaceful for a very long time. Peaceful for a long time, I can handle. Anybody can handle peace for a long time? Lots of work. Okay, thank you. Any other question?
Why do we suffer the life even though we chant God's name?
Even though we chant God's name, we still suffer. Why we suffer? There are several reasons or ways to understand it. Number one, what is suffering? What do you call suffering? Everybody has their own definition of suffering or dukkha. What brings me dukkha and what brings me sukha? Happiness and distress. Everybody has their own definition for that. I think when I am in distress, everybody I look at and they have a smile on their face, I think they're all happy and I'm distressed. But little do I know that how much tears are going down this person's behind while he's putting up the big smile in front. We are conditioned to do that. Soon as anybody asks us, how are you doing? Yeah, I'm doing fine. By the way, did I tell you I broke both my legs and hands yesterday and it was a very bad car accident? I made no more walk again. But I'm fine. Which is conditioned. Say, yeah, I'm okay. Well, so the other thing is, you can elaborate on that in your own mind, in your own. But the other thing is that we have karma. And we have karma accumulated since time immemorial. So we cannot just sit and chant today and think that all of the karma from millions of years that I've been around is going to be written off. In Hindi they say, 100 चूहे खा के बिल्ली आज को चोरी. You cannot write off the reaction that way. But if you are God conscious, you are living a good God conscious life, then the effect of karma is reduced for you. There is a story about that. There are two neighbors, two strong young men, and one is very God conscious. Wakes up early in the morning, chants his rounds, does his worship, and makes some offering, offer to the deities, and then goes to work. But this other one, he wakes up late and without anything, he grabs something from last night and goes out to work. Then he worries about other things later. So, giving just a lifestyle. And so, Narad Muni is watching these two gentlemen. And they both are lakadhare. How do you say that in English? Woodcutters. Woodcutters, wood gatherers, whatever. So they go into the jungle, they find whatever wood that they can, they bring it back, take it to the market, sell it, or exchange it for some atta and bring it home, make 2 roti and eat. So this fine morning, this good woodcutter man coming back from the jungle very early in the morning, because he went very early. He picked up whatever he could, he's carrying it on his head, and he's coming home or going towards the market. And when you have something on your head, you can only see straight. You cannot look down, otherwise it comes down. So he's trying to look straight to balance the load, and there is a stone coming out of the walkway that he could not see. And he steps right into it and he falls. And the wood also falls. And he has to get up, look after his wounds, pick up the load, put it back on again, and carry on. But where the wood fell, it moved some of the earth, made a little hole that he did not notice what is inside the hole. He just minded his own business. But this other one coming back, he saw from a distance, looking straight, that something shiny I can see on the walkway. Something is shiny. So he puts his wood down and looks in the hole that the other woodcutter just made by mistake, and he finds a gold coin, a sharfi, and he takes it. The kind of work these two are doing to make that one gold coin worth of money, they would probably have to save for 50 years before they can get enough money together to buy one whole gold coin. So Narad Muni is looking at all this. And he says, oh, this is not fair. How is this possible? This good man got nothing and he got hurt. And this bad man didn't deserve anything, he got the gold coin. What is the world coming to? The good things are happening to bad people and the bad things are happening to good people. This world is not fair. So whoever is running this show is not doing the right thing. That is actually the reason why so many people become atheists. Because they see that. So one reason is they don't know really what is happiness and what is distress. for what you are going to get after you get what you think is going to give you happiness. Because all we want from God is Om Jai Chitte Not Hare Swami Jai Chitte Not Hare Is Jag ke sab sankat not hi dur Om Jai Chitte Not We think that is what is the key to all happiness and joy. Nitai Gaur Premanand Ram Lakshman Hanuman ki jai Shri Nath Ji Gopal Ji ki jai.
One question. You said about love is the best way to reach God, and hate causes people to. It's a bad thing. You said absolutely, I agree with that. That it causes too much pain. But love causes too much excitement, and that should be avoided.
Okay, we'll keep your question in line. We're not finished with the other gentleman's question yet. So, Narad Muni wants an explanation. So he goes to Lord Narayan. Lord Narayan says, well, did you go to Yamaraj? Did you go to Chitragupt and find out that what is going on? Why they are causing this? What was the karma that this bad man had? And what was it that the good person, the devotee? So when Narad Muni goes there, he finds out that according to the previous life karmas, the devotee today was supposed to fall so badly and break his leg that he would never walk again on to it. But he got spared with a bruise. But this other bad man, according to his previous life karmas, he was supposed to find a whole pot full of gold coins. And he got one. So, the karma is so intricate that we do not understand. It seems that things are happening at random, but they are not. So what time karma we are reaping the result of when we don't know. It is not as simple as black and white. That yesterday I did this, today I should get this. No, yesterday and today is not the only thing. There is your whole lifetime plus innumerable previous lifetimes that you have lived before. So what happens in the old villages, wherever in India or somewhere else, you have a big pot to keep your grains. And every year, what you want to keep for your family consumption, you put in this pot. Some years, the harvest is good, meaning you get nice, big, wholesome grain. And some years, it's not so good. You get tiny, thin, hardly anything, mostly childa. So you keep whatever you get, you put in that drum. But what you put in today doesn't necessarily come out from the bottom today. Or what you put in this year does not necessarily come out. 3-year-old may come out. You're putting all the bad one in and good one is coming out. So somebody may look at it and say, oh wow, this is a good drum. You put bad grains and it gives you good one back. No, it's giving you what you put in. Life is simple. It's called ego. Garbage in, garbage out. In Hindi, we say, boya ped, babul ka do, aam kahan se ho. And our Guru Maharaj, His Holiness Gopal Krishna Goswami, always says that you devotees or residents, you are living here in the Western world and you are having so much prosperity, living so well and so nicely. You are all reaping the results of your previous good activity. Now, take this time, invest this in good karma, God consciousness, giving to God and so on. So, your future is also secure. Because if we just keep taking, then it's gonna run out, like every bank account. I know how much I want to withdraw every couple of days, but somebody has to put in enough also. I don't want to worry about that. I don't want to worry about deposits, I just worry about withdrawals. How long is that going to go? Not very long before the bank comes and says, well, you had enough. Pay back. So, we have to keep filling our account with good karma and not worry about the result of the bad karma we're getting, because that's what we deserve. And because if we worry about that, then we become less God conscious. That, oh, I am doing so much, and what am I getting in return? Chapal. Not very good.
He asked for more suffering.
There is another aspect. That is, devotees, when they move towards God, then they move away from Maya. And Maya doesn't like it. She doesn't like that you rejecting her and going to God. So she will throw all kinds of things at you. Samdam Dandabhed. You heard of Samdam Dandabhed? No. Sam is explaining nicely, discussion, like we're doing. Discussing, explaining. That's Sam. Dam is, I give you this, you give me that. Exchange or allurement. Less of exchange, more of allurement. Alluring somebody with money or vaibhav. Vaibhav means things that look good, like a big house. Somebody living in a big house, we think, oh, this person must be happy because he lives in such a big house. There is no guarantee. Believe me, there is no guarantee. And you know it. That somebody living in a much smaller house would be much happier. But we think the bigger house will make me happy. The bigger house is only going to make me a bigger servant. That's all. Because you have to serve your house. Who else is going to serve your house? Whatever vaibhav you have to serve it. Otherwise, it goes away like this. So, allurement is dam. Dand is scaring. That if you go to God, I will scare the daylights out of you. I will throw so many things in your way that you'll be scared. I want you to come back to me. I am Maya. Don't go to God. And the last one is Bhed. Bhed is hallucination. Sometimes we get hallucinated, thinking something that is not really happening. All I have to do is open up my eyes and smell my herbal tea and everything will be fine. Just worry is going inside my own head, making me worried of so many things that are not there. So Maya sends out those kinds of vague or hallucinations to keep a devotee from going towards God, making any spiritual advancement. If you are already in the complete control of Maya, then Maya is not going to bother you very much. You are already in control. But if you are trying to leave, then that's a problem. Then she uses Sam, Dam, Dan, Bhed on. And with that Sam, Dam, Dan, Bhed, she is only trying to test you. If you pass with the Sam, Dam, Dan, Bhed, then she would stand in front of you and hold your hand and take you to Krishna and say, here, this one's good. He sits right in the front, that's why. Accept him, Krishna. And when Maya says, accept him, that's it. Krishna listens to Maya because she is a pure devotee of Krishna. She is none other than a devotee. And Krishna knows she is very powerful. She is his power. And Krishna has made her to do this kind of work. Like in a prison, there is a prison in charge. And when he gives a very good report to a person, a prisoner, then the judge reads it and gives it a very high regard. Anybody else giving a report on a prisoner, a judge is going to look and care about it? Not so much. But the superintendent of the penitentiary, whatever, gave a very good report for this prisoner. Okay, may he be released. It seems like he's safe for the society. Release him back. Let him know. So, our goal is to be released from here because this is the jail, not this temple, this material world. And go back home, back to God. But of course, we don't demand for it. We just do what we are made to do, and that is love or serve. To serve means to love. To love means to serve. If you love somebody, you serve them. If you serve somebody, you must love them. Or at least you love the paycheck. Because we serve our employer and we don't really love them. Right? But we love the paycheck we get out of that service. But other than that relationship, there is serving and loving. It goes hand in hand. Alright? Is that clear? Yes? Problem? Oh, what time?
7:30.
Huh?
A little over time.
Okay. So should we end it right here like this? Or-
Those who have a question, maybe they can ask during Prashadam time and we have a Sharinati.
Alright. So those who have questions, you want to take the mic and explain?
Yes. Hare Krishna. So those who have questions, you can approach Prabhuji during the Prashadam time. We are serving Prashadam now, and we request you to not to take Prashadam here because we will have a Sharinati here at 8:30 p.m. Thank you.
So I want to thank all of you for coming, and especially those who have been hearing 2-3 days. Some devotees also came up yesterday from Central New Jersey. Today they were busy with their Sunday feast. And any questions, get me. If you want to connect with me any electronic way, let me know. I have some cards. I am on the Facebook, on the email, and on YouTube. Thank you.
So let's thank His Grace Akrura Prabhu one more time with loud.
No, it is the discussion.
No, but if you like this is not easy. What? Yeah, we were saying those 4 things he said, right? Sound down.